Problem 25 asks us to find the equation for the circle with this center, -1 and 5, right, to the left 1, up 5, and passing through this point. Passes through the point 2 units to the left of the origin and 4 units up. First thing I think I'm going to do is write the equation, general equation for a circle, so I know where I'm going. So a general equation for a circle is quantity x minus h squared plus the quantity y minus k squared equals r squared. And just a reminder, the center of the circle is at this coordinate, h and k. So these numbers here, h, that's the x-coordinate for the center, and k is the coordinate is the y-coordinate for the center, and r, that's the radius. So this is the radius squared. Now when I'm working problems, if I can draw a picture, I'm going to do so. So what I know here is that I've got a circle with center right here at -1, 5. So I'm going to plot that point go to the origin, then go to the left 1, up 5. All right, so I'm at the origin now. To the left 1, up 5 puts me here. All right? Makes sense? I'm going to the left 1, up 5. Now, let's plot this point. So starting at the origin, I'm going to go to the left 2 and up 4. Okay, so to the left 2, up 4 is going to put me here. Right, am I right here? To the left 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, got it. Now we're told that this point here is the center and the circle passes through here. So I know the circle is going to look something like this, right? There's a radius right there. In fact, why don't we find that radius and we'll use that for the number r. But I already know h and k, right? The center is at hk. So what is h and k in our case? So h, all right, this is the x-coordinate of the center, which is, all right, now just follow it up here. I mean, you could look at the picture, but it's right here at -1. All right, so this is a -1. And what about k? All right, k is the y-coordinate of the center, and if I'm looking up here at the center, the y-coordinate is 5, so the h, or the k is equal to 5. So I'm going to write this now as k equals 5. So far, here's what we've got. We've got x minus -1 squared plus y minus k, but k is 5 squared equals r squared. So what we need to do is to get r. Now r is the radius, right? This is the radius, and the radius is going to be the distance from the center of the circle out to the edge of a circle. So I'm going to go over here to my picture, and I'm going to find this distance, right? So I'm going to put my pen at the center and go out to the edge, right? So I'm looking at this distance right here, right? That distance right there, that's going to be r. So it's the distance. So I've got a formula for the distance, right? It's the distance formula. So I'm going to use the distance between 2 points is the square root of x2 minus x1, second x value minus the first x value squared, plus y2 minus y1 squared, the difference of the y value squared, and then square root all of that. Now, we need x1 and x2, y1 and y2. So go back to the very top here. Look at the top. Here's an x1 and a y1. Here's an x2 and a y2. So I'm going to mark those down. As I look left to right, that is the first x I see. That is the first y I see. And then moving more to the right, this is the second x I see. That is the second y I see. So now I know this, that x1 is -1, x2 is -2, y1 is 5, y2 is 4. Let's substitute. So in our formula down here, we're going to get that d is equal to, all right, square root of, okay, x2 minus x1. Second x, which is -2, minus the first x, -1, squared, all right? So let's be sure. Second x minus first x. So follow it up here. The second x is -2, and then the minus sign, the first x, negative 1. Okay. Now, plus, right, do it for the y's. y2 minus y1. Second y is a 4 minus the first y is a 5. I'm going to square that. Now let's simplify. D is equal to the square root of, okay, what do I get here? Negative 2 minus negative 1 is plus 1 squared plus, okay, 4 minus 5 is a negative 1 squared. Okay, let's take this up here. So the distance between those 2 points is going to be the square root of, now, negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. So we're going to get negative 1 squared plus, oh, another negative 1 squared, right? I'm down here. Well, let's go ahead and do this one. Negative 1 squared is 1. So we're going to get a 1. We're getting there. D is equal to the square root of, all right, negative 1 squared is 1. So we're going to get a 1 plus 1. So that distance is the square root of 2. Now, this is actually the radius, right? I'm finding the distance between these two lines, these 2 points. So the radius, r, is equal to the square root of 2. But what we're looking for is not just r, but rather r squared. All right, so r squared, just square both sides, square the square root of 2, well, you just get 2. So here is our equation. I'm going to go right back here and get this information right here. And I'm going to write that down, then we'll simplify. So we're going to have x minus negative 1 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals r squared, which is 2. And now right here, this is going to be x plus 1 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals 2. And there is the equation of our circle.